So I just had some inspiration to shoot this video. As you can see, I'm in a sauna in my gym, so bear with the shirtless video. Maybe YouTube might actually ban this video, let's hope not. But something that's been coming up a lot in my own discussions with myself, my internal reflection, and also conversations with clients and peers is the topic around purpose. Right? Like, where do you get your purpose? Where are you able to channel that on a given moment, especially in moments when motivation is fleeting and you feel lost and you don't feel like you're heading down the right direction and self-doubt creeps in? I just want to share what's worked for me, and maybe that could work for you. Otherwise, you can tell me to F off and forget about this video. For me, I have found my purpose in my pain. So, quick story. For me, I grew up not the most intelligently inclined person in the classroom. Maybe you can relate. Maybe you had been diagnosed with the infamous diagnosis of ADD, ADHD. Maybe you were even put on some of the attention pills like I was, like Concerta or Ritalin or Adderall. I got to a point where my mom was connected with the lunch aid to make sure I ate, because these drugs would depress your appetite and I would get extremely skinny, and I didn't eat during lunch. I had no appetite. It wasn't like I was starving myself, but it was simply because the drugs depressed my appetite. And I got to a point where like my face was so skinny that you could like see my cheekbones and my cheeks, now I got this healthy little double chin that I'm working on sweating out right now, but it was bad. It was bad. Now, the other side is I excelled in the classroom. I got straight A's for the first time. This was like 5th grade, to give you some context. I'm almost 29 years old now. And that was a pain for me, where I could not excel in school. I hated popcorn reading. I hated reading in front of the group of class. I was very insecure. I didn't have a stutter. However, I had this level of dyslexia that I would skip words. It wasn't that I saw a word and jumbled up the letters like some people do when they have dyslexia. I was never diagnosed with dyslexia. I don't believe I ever had it. However, I believe I had this like racy mind that I was trying to race to the end of the sentence or paragraph so I could bounce the paragraph or page to the next person because I didn't want to read anymore. So I would just like jump over words and it made no sense, right? Taking reading comprehension assignments, I would read the prompt and completely forget what the heck I read by the time I got to the questions. I just had no level of retention when it came to these prompts. I was even advised by therapists and school aides to read the questions first so that I could have insight on what I was looking for in the prompt, which is honestly a great teaching point. So kudos to those aides, because that made a lot of sense, but it really didn't help me. Fast forward, I get to college and I'm starting to excel in school because I developed intention behind what I was reading and what I was learning. I wasn't interested in reading about Mesopotamia and Prussia from years and years ago in U.S. history or world history rather, in U.S. schools. I was interested in startup stories and entrepreneurs' journeys and how to build something out of thin air and how to make your own money and all that good stuff that has now led me into the work I do today. Of building online businesses. But what changed for me was having that intention behind what I was reading, why I was reading, and what I was looking to consume. Now, when I say my purpose was found in my pain was reading and feeling like I was not the brightest in the classroom. I've spent the last 5 years reading books and getting paid to do it. It's so hard to explain how that journey has come about, but I believe it comes down to the one point that I developed intention behind what I was doing. So now it's my purpose. My purpose is to inspire and to share knowledge with individuals. It is to, do the dirty work of reading tons of books and extracting a bunch of the big ideas to then download it to other people and convey it in very conceivable nuggets so they can go ahead and learn that and then go impact their lives. It's led me to revolutionize what I believe education really should be and how you should prioritize self-education over formal education. I've done the bachelor's run. I even have a master's. Don't ask me how I was able to get that. It was, again, God's work, and I got through it through the skin of my teeth. but I was able to accomplish all these, so-called societal educational milestones to only leave all that and go build my own business on an Instagram page. Pretty crazy, right? And pretty unconventional. Now, if you're struggling to find your purpose, I would encourage you to look at where you had pain, where you had sorrow growing up. Now, this might not be as a clean-cut path as it was for me, and obviously hindsight's 2020, so initially it was not that clear, but I think this is a good mental model or framework to kind of download into your mind to start thinking about where were there moments where you felt the most insecure or vulnerable or scared in the past. I believe those moments, or whatever that might be, could be your opportunities to flourish and to strengthen and to inspire other people. Honestly, if you look at some of the most best-selling authors and speakers in the world, people like David Goggins, for example, his purpose has come from his pain. He was this overweight African-American kid growing up in rural Indiana, I believe, getting picked on in a predominantly white neighborhood. And now he speaks on stages to inspire the world to not care about what other people think and to carry the boats and to just be your best version of yourself because you write your story. No one else can write your story. I believe his purpose has been found in his pain too. Brene Brown, another great example. I mean, she researches and writes about vulnerability and courage and shame. I'm sure as hell she's felt that when she was growing up, and now she's used that as her thought leadership subject matter to impact the world. I'm sure I could go on and on about these examples, whether they come top of mind or if I actually did research to shoot this video. But again, this is just top of mind. It's a Tuesday night. I just got done with a lift. I lifted legs, which if you know me, that is my least favorite part of my body to lift. But I did it and it sucked. And now I'm in the sauna reflecting and had inspiration to shoot this video. So if you're, at any age really, but if you're especially between 18 and 30 and you're trying to find this mode or this model in your life of what to follow or how to frame up the direction in your life and you're feeling like you're lacking fulfillment and purpose, I would encourage you to find moments of pain and discomfort in your past, because I think that's where hidden in there is your ultimate purpose that you can then extract and go give to others and give to yourself and allow yourself to live a fruitful life. So my example stems from reading books and being insecure and reading comprehension to now doing the work I'm doing today. As I rattle off some other examples, it's applied to other people. But I think this is a step you do before you figure out your why, like good old Simon Sinek tells us to do. I think you do have to do some life reflection of your past and find the patterns. And it's not a day thing. It could be a weekend thing. It could be a month-long thing, but it's something to really start asking yourself. And I would also encourage you to ask your parents or your loved ones who have watched you grow up and ask them, where you found the most joy or where you had the most pain in your life. And maybe the answers could be in there. So hope this video was helpful. Again, it was super spontaneous. Maybe it'll go nowhere. Maybe it'll reach a lot of people. Who knows? But I felt compelled to share it. It's helped me and I hope it helps you. Talk to you soon.